I was a drum major for justice, peace, and righteousness. Darkness cannot drive out darkness, only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate, only love can do that. We shall overcome because the arc of the moral universe is long, but it bends toward justice. I believe that unarmed truth and unconditional love will have the final word in reality. This is why right, temporarily defeated, is stronger than evil triumphant. Make a career of humanity. Commit yourself to the noble struggle for equal rights. You will make a better person of yourself, a greater nation of your country, and a finer world to live in. I oppose the war in Vietnam because I love America. I speak out against it not in anger but with anxiety and sorrow in my heart, and above all with a passionate desire to see our beloved country stand as a moral example of the world. If we are to have peace on earth, our loyalties must become ecumenical rather than sectional. Our loyalties must transcend our race, our tribe, our class, and our nation. And this means we must develop a world perspective. Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. We are caught in an inescapable network of mutuality, tied in a single garment of destiny. Whatever affects one directly, affects all indirectly. I have the audacity to believe that peoples everywhere can have 3 meals a day for their bodies, education and culture for their minds, and dignity, equality, and freedom for their spirits. It is not enough to say we must not wage war. It is necessary to love peace and sacrifice for it. We must concentrate not merely on the negative expulsion of war, but the positive affirmation of peace. The ultimate measure of a man is not where he stands in moments of comfort and convenience, but where he stands at times of challenge and controversy. Every nation must now develop an overriding loyalty to mankind as a whole in order to preserve the best in their individual societies. We are determined here in Montgomery to work and fight until justice runs down like water, and righteousness like a mighty stream. We must come to see that the end we seek is a society at peace with itself, a society that can live with its conscience. True peace is not merely the absence of tension, it is the presence of justice. Faith is taking the first step even when you can't see the whole staircase. Everybody can be great, because anybody can serve. You don't have to have a college degree to serve. You don't have to make your subject and verb agree to serve. You only need a heart full of grace, a soul generated by love. We know through painful experience that freedom is never voluntarily given by the oppressor, it must be demanded by the oppressed. Every man of humane convictions must decide on the protest that best suits his convictions, but we must all protest. We must learn to live together as brothers or perish together as fools. We must develop and maintain the capacity to forgive. He who is devoid of the power to forgive is devoid of the power to love. There is some good in the worst of us and some evil in the best of us. When we discover this, we are less prone to hate our enemies. There comes a time when one must take a position that is neither safe nor politic nor popular, but he must take it because his conscience tells him it is right. All we say to America is, be true to what you said on paper. Somewhere I read of the freedom of assembly. Somewhere I read of the freedom of speech. Somewhere I read of the freedom of the press. Somewhere I read that the greatness of America is the right to protest for right. A genuine leader is not a searcher for consensus, but a molder of consensus. If you can't fly, then run. If you can't run, then walk. If you can't walk, then crawl. But whatever you do, you have to keep moving forward. We must remember that intelligence is not enough. Intelligence plus character, that is the goal of true education. The whirlwinds of revolt will continue to shake the foundations of our nation until the bright day of justice emerges. Change does not roll in on the wheels of inevitability, but comes through continuous struggle. And so we must straighten our backs and work for our freedom. Nonviolence is a powerful and just weapon. Indeed, it is a weapon unique in history, which cuts without wounding and ennobles the man who wields it. We've got some difficult days ahead. But it really doesn't matter with me now because I've been to the mountaintop. I've looked over and I've seen the promised land. I may not get there with you, but I want you to know tonight that we as a people will get to the promised land.